Lights, camera, action. Let's start the show. Here's a little bit of advice from me to help your story unfold. Welcome to your wedding series. This is going to be planning your wedding after he proposes. We've already gotten to the point of him proposing. And of course, if you've been watching the series, episodes 1 through 18, we're all about before he proposes, preparing for marriage and the wedding before he proposes. Now we are into after he proposes. So this is like a little prelude, if you want to call it, into our next season that will be coming up very soon. We only have a couple of more episodes in this season. We have this one, and then we have 2 more to go in this specific series. So then we're going to be moving on to after he proposes and getting ready for the wedding. That will be in season 2. Oh my goodness, but in today's episode, this is episode 19, and we are talking about we're engaged! Alright, but telling nobody, telling everybody versus keeping it a secret. So, are we going to be telling everyone, or are we keeping it a secret? Alright, so this is a little bit of different wedding planning, right? This isn't your typical wedding planning. Nothing about this series has been typical. That's for sure. Nothing about this series has been the norm. Let's get over here into our notes for today and start talking about it. Alright. So when it comes to the proposal, you are very, very excited. You both are beyond, like you're just on the moon right now. Maybe you're like just in the clouds and you're trying to figure out, okay, do we tell everybody? Do we keep it a secret? What should we do? Most of you, your parents know because your parents were like a part of the planning of all of this, or most of it. Like, you know, the groom, the gentleman, the groom-to-be, he had that amazing talk with your father and mother, and hopefully he also sat down and talked to his parents. That's what some of my advice they gave you in the previous episodes. So hopefully he took the time to do those things, and at least the parents do know about this proposal, this wedding proposal. Oh my gosh, just thinking about it. Oh my goodness. You guys, it's such a special time in your life. And I just want you to, more than anything, keep checking in with your emotions. Keep, being real with yourself and allowing yourself to feel this excitement. Don't allow anything to dim that light of you being excited right now about the engagement, because it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. Bask in that glow for the both of you, and just be in it. We had many people in our lives that would tell us that we were just, you could just see it. We were just exuding with that love, and so hopefully it carries on into your marriage. But yeah, so just, linger in it. Enjoy it. That's number 1. Now, are you going to be telling anybody? We're going to look at some pros and some cons of if you do tell them versus if you're you know what? No, we don't want people to know right now. Okay? And then you may have your different reasons for that. And so just getting that chance to sit and talk. And remember, you're not sitting and talking by yourselves. You're not going on solo dates together. You are always in group setting dates. Remember, that's one of my biggest advice about this whole dating for marriage thing, right? So even though that's your fiance, you aren't having these conversations just going over into each other's, places or anything like that. So, all right. Now, let's talk about the pros of telling everybody that you're engaged. All right, one of the biggest pros is that you see how excited you are right now, right? Your family and friends are going to be just as excited. Your coworkers, hopefully. The people that you have hobbies with, the people that you go to church with, the people that are part of your daily lives, right? Or your everyday life, your daily life, it's the same thing, daily, everyday. Yeah, it's the same thing. So, yeah, just a part of your life, okay? People that you consider important. Like, the grocery store person probably doesn't need to know that you're engaged, but you're probably super excited. Like me, I was telling everybody, including the grocery store person. I was telling people that I probably shouldn't have told, and I'm going to tell you why as we go along with this. I'm going to tell you why as we go along with this as to the con, okay? As to why it wasn't a good idea that I was going around telling everybody that would listen to me talk that I was engaged, okay? So, one of the main cons about telling people that you're engaged is we talked about the big pro, right? That's a big, huge pro. That's a huge one. People just want to love on you. They're excited. They're celebrating you. They may even send you like really cute little gifts that say like, I'm engaged. Does this ring make me look engaged? My close friend got me that gift like immediately, and it was a teacup that had it on there. Super cute. But not everybody has your best interest, okay? And we'll talk about that as we go along. But here's a con that's not that bad, and that is you'll hear people say, when is the wedding? So you literally just got engaged. Literally. Like you just got engaged. And people are asking, when is the wedding? Like, come on. Give that person time. Give people time to just like figure it out, to bask in it. Maybe they don't know the wedding date yet. Like me and my hubby, we were a little different. Like he knew he wanted to get married on his birthday, and as soon as he said it, I just thought it was such an amazing idea. It was so great. But as you guys know the story, that only left me 5 months to plan our wedding. Both of us did plan our wedding together, thankfully. Thankfully, because I don't know, these women would be out here doing it all by themselves, like all of the decision making, and that wasn't the case with us. We did it together. We both wanted to do it together, and it was such a beautiful process. And I'll be telling you guys more of that as we go along to those different things of how we did that together. Okay, and so, so people are going to be asking you, when is the wedding? Do you guys have a date and things like that? And like, it's really not fair to you, like I said, like you just got engaged and now you're trying to figure out, okay, this feeling of emotions that you are living with every day, every hour, and every minute, and you got people in your ear asking, well, when are you guys getting married? And so, yeah, just know that question is going to be asked a lot as soon as you tell people that you're engaged, okay? The next thing is you're going to hear is when is the engagement party? We heard this question quite a bit, and we have people asking us, when is the engagement party? When is the engagement party? We did not have finances to like go into like having an engagement party that we threw ourselves, so we did not have an engagement party. And that should not have been the reason why we didn't have an engagement party, because when I did a little bit of research, I looked it up, and it looks like the parents of the bride traditionally pays for the engagement party. And so, my father didn't raise me, and so it would just be my mom, and my mom is not the type of person that's like all into celebrations, and she's an introvert and things like that. And so like she's not into like this type of celebration where it's like tons of people there and like all these people are celebrating, right? So that would be a reason why I didn't know anything about the engagement party and like who traditionally pays for, plans it, decorates the food, invites, all the good things, right? didn't have that person to do that, and so, or people. And so the next people that could, I guess, have thrown the engagement party would be my now hubby's mom and dad, but they are not together. And so it would have just left the mom or the dad, right, doing that. And since there was like no relationship with the dad, then it would have left the mom. Okay. So moms be out here, bro. Moms be out here like picking things up. That's all I gotta say. They be out here doing it, right? When these fathers walk away, y'all need to do better, man. Y'all need to do better, because that's too many people's story. That's too many. The statistics are just too high on that. Okay, with these fathers walking away. I don't think that things have changed in these next generations. Okay, we pray that our husbands are going to continue to love us. That's why we're a praying family. Love, cherish, and care about us, and are going to leave us and the kids. Okay, so don't think that anything's changed from that generation or the generations before them. Our parents and grandparents and whoever, and then our generation changed. No, our generation got way worse with the divorce and just people leaving each other way higher. Okay, so. And it is a divorce because people, like I said before, they don't realize that just because you don't have a piece of paper from the government that you're not married, and you are married because you two have joined each other's flesh. So you are married, you just don't have a legal document from the government saying that you're married. Anyways, we're getting off topic. We're getting way too far off topic for that part. All right. The next thing is that people will say, I better be invited to your wedding. Okay. This is a big con because people wanting to just automatically be invited to your wedding, it creates issues. Okay, it creates very, very big issues. Weddings are very expensive, and it comes down to food and beverages. That's what it's going to come down to, food and beverages. We did not have alcohol at our wedding. We do not drink, but most people, that's what they're spending money on, okay, is food and beverages. Us, it was like tea, water, and apple juice for the toast. So that's, everyone is different, but that's what we chose for ours, right? Many people would call that a dry wedding. We just call it a wedding. I don't know why people have to label everything. But yeah, so people will be like, oh, I better be invited. And it's like, well, we don't know. We don't know if you're going to be invited just yet, because we've got to sit down and we've got to do the numbers, and we got to see how much each plate is going to be costing us, right? So that is always an interesting question. I think the best thing that people can do for an engagement gift, if you want to send a gift for the engagement, send some money. These days, I hate to say that, money to me is not a gift, but these days, food and money are going a long way with all of us in the days that we're living in right now, okay? Because a lot of people don't have those two things, food and money. We're hungry, okay? We're hungry, we're starving, and we don't have any money, okay? So, if you get an engagement party invite, you may want to bring some money, okay? Bring some cash. And so that definitely could go towards, couples, listen up, that could go towards your wedding or the reception. And then you can be able to invite more people because you have the money. You started getting money in very early when people were saying, like, they're coming to your engagement party. So yeah, people need less knickknacks and more finances to help them. So that's just where we're at in our lives right now, which is so sad, because we obviously do need those toasters and the crock pots and all that stuff to make the food, to cook food in. But yeah, So, anyways, people will harp on, have you started planning? So this is another con to telling people that you're engaged, is they'll be like, oh my gosh, have you guys started planning? What have you guys done so far? You guys gone venue shopping yet? Where are you going to get married? You should get married here. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. And so you're like trying to be excited in the fact that like you're engaged, and they're bringing all these questions in that you like don't have the answers to right now. So just be prepared that that could happen. And the best thing that you can do is do what we did. We smiled and we said, only the Lord knows. And that was it. Like, we would smile and we're like, only the Lord knows. And it's like, when we kept getting asked about the engagement party, only the Lord knows. Like, people knew that, like, we didn't have our families, like, my hubby's mom didn't even live in that country at the time. Now she does, but she didn't even live in that country. She did not live in the United States of America at that time. And so, even though she's American, she was living abroad somewhere else. So, you just want to keep in mind that, like, this may be a time that, like, as a couple, and, like, I think that we wish that we had done this, but I think that, like, we should have spoken up. Because one of those people who kept asking was a church member that we were very, very close to, because we ran their ministry, basically, and they were like the head of the ministry, but we ran their ministry. Anybody who's been in ministry, you know what I'm talking about here. But that person did not offer anything to like help in this area, but yet was the person that kept asking. And so I also feel like if you're a church, you should have an engagement party for the couple. I'm just saying, like, that's a really nice thing to do. Even if the people are brand new to your church, it doesn't matter. I don't care if they've been going there for a week. For us, we've been going there for years with an S, like years with an S, like over 3 years. And so it's important, churches, listen up, that like if you are, like, you know, these people, just say, even if they're brand new, throw them an engagement party. Celebrate them. Celebrate your people. Okay? Let's all celebrate each other. And so, but any parents out there that's listening to this know that traditionally this is where you guys get together and start planning that engagement party like right away. Like, you want to have it early on. You don't want to wait to throw the engagement party. You know, more and more things get added to what's going to be going on here. There's a lot of wedding series of events that are going to be happening. So this would be only like second in that wedding series of events, because the first one obviously is the proposal, and then you've got, you know, if you're going to have that engagement party. Okay. All right. So besides all of that, if you're going to be telling anybody or not about your engagement, whether you're going to be keeping it a secret, and I mean, we're not saying keep it a secret forever, obviously, but I guess there are some people who do that, like who get engaged and get married and all that, and you have no idea. This literally just happened to me over the weekend. I have a really, really good friend, really, like, calls ourselves BFFs, and I am shocked. I am shocked that this person has gotten married, and I had no idea about the engagement. I didn't even know. I mean, this person is very brand new in their life, so I mean, I guess it's going well, and I'm happy for her. But I also was just like a little bit hurt, because it's like, you are my BFF. I know that this probably happened. I mean, I know, wasn't that probably? I know that it happened very quickly. Like, very quickly, like a month or two of them knowing each other, I think. And so that's their business, right? And so as the friend, my job is to just be supportive and to be there for my friend. That's it, right? Just to be there for my friend. But how can I plan to go to like a reception or anything when it's across the country, and like financially I haven't had time to save up for it. I didn't even know this was happening. And so it is a little tricksy when people do keep things quiet and they don't tell anybody until they're married, so like if they elope and things like that, elopements, and so I guess that's what they did. I don't even have the full story yet. I got a text message, okay? And so, like, how did that make me feel? Pretty sad, you know? I didn't even know I was going to talk about this today, but I was pretty hurt. But, yeah, so just know that keeping a secret, there are pros and cons, and it's pros and cons for you and the people in your lives. It's not just pros and cons for you as a couple. It's pros and cons. Like, look at how I'm feeling right now about my friend having gotten married over the weekend, and we're over here battling a snowstorm, you know? Okay. Yeah. But it's not about me. Remember, weddings are not about the guests. It's not about the friends, the family. It's about the two that are getting married. It's about them, right? And so we need to remember that it's not about us. It's not about us. We have feelings. That's what we're talking about it today. But it's not about it. I went around telling everybody that I was engaged. Everybody. And so that was not a good thing, because when it came to, I was just so happy. I was just so excited. And I told my hairdresser, and it ended up backfiring on me because she wanted to charge me so much money to do my hair on the day of the wedding, and she wanted to be invited to the wedding and with her and her mom. Like, she invited herself with her and her mom, saying that they would like be there. And so that's kind of scary. And so I just I had to just kind of smile and, you know, laugh whenever she would like kind of bring it up and stuff. But I hadn't officially hired her for my wedding. I hadn't invited her and her mom to our wedding. Like, I barely knew her. I'd known her for like just a few months at the time that I had gotten engaged. And so it was just like super awkward and weird, because I did like the way she did my hair, but I didn't want her to do my hair on my wedding day. I already had somebody to do my hair for my wedding day, and it was my best friend. So I did not want the extra expense, and she wanted way too much to do exactly what she does to my hair all the time, but she just wanted like 5 times the amount. And so that's why it could also be like not a good thing to go around telling everybody that you're engaged like right away. Just kind of just take it all in for yourselves, breathe, and not be so quick to tell everybody right away. Like, learn from my mistake here, okay? And it did turn out even worse for me. The hairdresser just ended up like damaging my like natural hair, and I'm pretty sure she did it on purpose. It was after the wedding, and she was like, "Well, what did you do to your hair?" And I'm like, "I didn't do anything that I haven't already have been doing." And so, like, it was just a really sad. It was really, really sad. And so, just know like, going around telling everybody is not always the best thing to do. All right? Yes. All right. So, the next thing that you're going to do in your little, like, as you're kind of basking and everything, you know, you're going to sit down, go over some photos, go over some videos that were taken of the proposal, either by your friend. Remember, I told you to have somebody there that captured this moment. Somebody. If you didn't hire a photographer and you didn't hire your content creator, hello, me, to get you some amazing footage for your social media, and also for like a private digital album that you could just share with friends and family and yourself, and go back and back on this, you know. Hopefully you did do that, and so that you had somebody there that could take those photos and videos for you. So go over those, see which ones you like. You may need to do a little bit of editing on them, especially if you didn't hire a professional, or if you didn't hire somebody like a content creator that could help you out in this area, because we edit as well. And so you wouldn't even have to edit. You could just start posting, start sharing, all that good stuff. And especially if you are going to do an announcement, you're just preparing all of that stuff like right now. You're preparing what you want to use, you know, in that announcement, either for social media or if you're going to like print some photos out. So this is a time where you could definitely get a photo album right now. Just don't even wait. Get a photo album today. Get a photo album and start like actually building up that album with the proposal pictures first. And then from there, all of the wedding series of events that are going to happen, which is if you're having an engagement party, when you go dress shopping, snap some pictures there too with you and your friends and family at your bachelorette party, bachelor party, hen do party, depending on what country you're in, your wedding shower, bridal shower, what else is there? Rehearsal dinner, rehearsal. All of the events that are going to be leading up to your wedding day, go ahead and start snapping a few pictures here and there and adding them into the photo album. Trust me, you're going to thank me later about this because a lot of people aren't doing it. And so when you get to the wedding day, it's like you don't have anything that's like documented that journey along the way. Even if you're not picture people, just grab one or two per those wedding series events, okay? Just take one or two of them. Don't feel like you need to take a ton, but also you can hire your content creator to capture all of those for you so that you didn't, all that stress is off of you of like, who's going to take it? Who's going to do it? And now I got to go look for people to hold the camera and this and that. That's what content creators do. We're the ones with the camera, and we're the ones that are going to be doing the paparazzi style content for you, okay? So the next thing that you're going to do is remember why the proposal photos are important. Everyone gets so excited about the engagement photo shoot, and yes, obviously, most people want to have that. They want the perfectly posed pictures and of their love being captured on photo and all that good stuff, right? But besides those posed pictures, think about having the pictures that are think about having those pictures that are candid from the proposal itself. That excitement being captured, okay? So you not even knowing that this is happening for those of us who got the surprise proposal, okay? So, yeah, be sure that you do that. Now, let's talk about our budget binder. So, for some of you that are new, you may not know, we do like a budget binder now that we're getting into the thick of things as far as like the planning. Like I said, this is episode 19. There were 18 before this. And now we're talking about expenses, what it's costing to have this wedding. So in our budget binder, what we're adding in it today, and we've added some things already prior at all the episodes, I'm talking about them towards the end of the episode. So we will go with the budget binder again at the end of all of the planning. So in today's budget binder, we're going to be adding in the photo album and the printing of photos. So if you already have a printer, then all you're doing is worrying about ink and paper. But if you don't have a printer and you're taking them in somewhere, then you're going to be adding in a different cost than just the ink and the paper. So you'll be adding in that cost of whatever you paid for the photos. Remember, you want to also print out like some bigger photos too, like some 8x10s, 8.5x11s, and stuff like that. Just something that you may be able to use for like different, like you could use it at your engagement party, on like a display and stuff, and so people could get to see that and sharing your love story of how that day went, because that's the other question you're going to get too. I forgot to mention that is if you tell people that you're engaged, they're going to be like, how did he propose? That's going to be your next really big question, which is a good one. That's an awesome question that people do ask that. Okay, they care enough to ask, so that's good. But yeah, so you're going to print those photos. You're going to have a photo album. So those are your two costs. Who is paying for that? Traditionally, it's the bride-to-be. So remember, bride-to-be, you've been saving up money since you were age 14, just like the groom-to-be. And both of you have your monies that are dedicated to different parts of the planning of the wedding. And as we go along all of the planning, I'll be breaking down who's paying for what. And it's going to be different costs for everything because your photo album may not be as elaborate as Susie Q's down the street. So, it's all about, how you're choosing to do your photo album at this point, how you're going to get your photos printed out. Are you using your inkjet printer at home? or are you going to be going down to your local print shop and having them print it there? So it's going to be different for everybody. So those are the two main costs for this one. Now, parents, talking to you. Remember we mentioned the engagement party throughout this video. And in the past, I also spoke about how since age 14, you are also preparing for your daughter to get married by saving money for the wedding reception and the wedding ceremony. Hopefully you are able to also put a little of money away for the engagement party as well. You will have a few little expenses here and there for the wedding besides the reception and the ceremony, but not too big, because remember, the engagement party is not the wedding. So you don't want to go so crazy and I don't know, book some crazy, historic ballroom downtown. That's going to be a lot of money. So don't go nuts. You could have a house party. You could do simple invites where people get a digital text message that invites them to the party. If you really want to print out invites, then you're going to have to add that in there as one of your expenses. What else? Depending on the food, if you aren't cooking the food yourself and it wouldn't be a part of your regular shopping list, go ahead and add that expense in there for the cost of food, the cost of music or entertainment, as well as decorations. Like I said, keep it simple. You don't need to go crazy. You could even just go to a restaurant and be like, hey, can we rent out the back of the restaurant or the side, one of the rooms there? Those are not that expensive, and you can seat probably 20 people or something, and just do an intimate engagement party in that way. Also, like I said, if the bride-to-be and the groom-to-be, if they are attending a church, you could talk to your church and just see, just kind of put the buzz out. Like I said, I wish we had spoken up and we didn't, of hey, our parents aren't going to be able to throw us an engagement party, but we would definitely welcome if the church did something like that. And you know what? More than likely, your church is going to be yes, we can help. We can do that. We can do that. So, yeah. So just think about that. And churches usually have extra funds for food and stuff like that. So, and decoration. They usually have lots of decorations for different things too. So you just never know. So pick your location, get your invites together, your food, your music, your decor, and your theme, your inspiration, your entertainment, and your activities all together and ready for this event. We also have access to a neighborhood, what do I want to call it? It's a neighborhood boat docking area that's amazing. It's outside. They call it a marina. It's a marina dock house, and people use it all the time for baby showers. There was a wedding in there one time. We were in there for anniversary. So think about that too. Sometimes in communities and neighborhoods they have those big spaces. Sometimes it's near a pool. Sometimes it's just in the middle of the woods. Whatever. But whatever it might be, you can ask them, hey, can we use this space? And then your parents can do the rest. Let your parents go from there and doing the rest if they don't want to have it at their house or in their backyard, But some people be having some elaborate backyards. Our mentor couple, their backyard was top tier, man, top tier. They had the cascading water coming down from the hot tub. The hot tub was above the pool, and then the water cascade. Wow, that's amazing. All these rocks, and then they had this long sidewalk trail thing that led out into the forest or something crazy. It was really, really cool. So yeah, just know that you may have these kind of things to add your disposal, but you got to speak up. You got to say something, especially if you don't have parents that are like myself, that are very gung-ho about celebrations and exciting things like that, and celebrating other people as well as me being celebrated. I would be so excited that if our daughter, had an engagement or got a proposal and then had an engagement, we would have definitely been preparing since way before she was 14, because we know, and obviously I'm doing the series, so I know. So, alright, you guys. Now, let's talk about, okay, we talked a little bit about that. We talked about, Now, if you are planning an engagement party, you are a groom-to-be or bride-to-be, and you just got engaged, and you're at this stage of this whole wedding planning process, I would love to hear from you. Feel free to reach out to me. We can definitely talk about all this wedding planning stuff. I know that it can be overwhelming, and sometimes you just need somebody to just talk to, right? Because your friends get so tired of hearing about it eventually. I know right now it's in the beginning and everyone's excited. Your family may get super tired about it. It's like everything is about your wedding, your wedding, your wedding. And so you don't want to drive them crazy. So feel free to reach out to me. You can also even come here on my platform and you can talk to other brides and grooms about what it's been like to get engaged and what it's been like to date for marriage. And so, especially if you took some of the tips that I talked about from episodes 1 through 19 and they help you, I would love to have you here on the platform. That would be even better. So, but if you didn't and you just want to talk about like why you didn't take any of those tips and like why you didn't think any of them would help you, I would like to hear from you as well. Now, like I said, if you want to be here on the platform or you just want to reach out and talk to me about all this wedding planning stuff, please feel free to do so at youreacontentcreator@yahoo.com. And I will see you lovebirds in the next episode. Bye!
Lights, camera, action, baby, strike a pose. Phones and cameras out, just watch it all unfold. We're the stars of the show, ain't no need for filters. Living life through the lens, capturing our thrill. Put away your phones and cameras, let the good times roll. Our content creators got it all under control. From weddings to events, parties, travel and brands, we're living the paparazzi life, it's all in our hands.
Lights, camera, action, we're ready to go. We're professionals, don't you already know? From TikTok to Instagram, we're taking the lead. Content creator, we're planting the seed. Get ready for the social media explosion.